Welcome back to another episode of The Valentine Show. Censorship is the name of the game. This video that I'm about to re-record again, I did this in my Spanish channel and they gave me a community guideline strike and they took the video down. So this is like baseball. With 3 strikes and you're out, right? So what I say is download this video if you want to see this video, right? Because I had the video in English here, but I didn't use code in my video, so I decided to preemptively take it down. That way I don't get a strike, and I'm re-recording the video. And I'm gonna try to use code, right? I'm gonna try to use sign language because this is how the authoritarians on the media and in social media, they want us to communicate. They believe that because of censorship of a community strike to my channel or to a channel, they believe they're gonna stop the truth from coming out. That's never going to happen. My obligation first is to God first. This mouth will never stop ever saying the truth and recording these videos. That way you guys know the truth. So follow me on Twitter, follow me on other social media that I have here on Facebook and all that stuff. That way, if you ever see that this channel is down, that doesn't mean Valentine stopped making videos. All that means is that Valentine's is somewhere else. That's it. On another channel, on another video, on another platform. That's all that means. So follow me there. Let's get into it right away. We're gonna be talking about what is the link in between these mandatory cookies, and the mandatory cookies meaning the have to use sign language, mandatory cookies, and the termination of you guys know what that is, right? Child, right? Termination of I can't say it. I'm gonna just try to again. It's gonna look. This video is gonna look a bit weird because of the language and of the sign language and of the words. But you guys know exactly what I'm gonna be talking about. Okay, this doctor right here, this person right here, his name is Alexander Jan Lex. They call him Van der Ebb, and he is responsible for the foundation of two very. Let me translate this back because I just made this video I recorded in Spanish. He's one of the founders of these two cellular lines, HEK293 and PERC6. What are these cell lines? What are these cell lines and how are they used in the mandatory cookies? That way you understand a little basic biology. Basic, like I could understand it, that means you could understand it, right? And by the way, download this video. If it gets taken down, you guys could see it and watch it, and not only see it and watch it, but share the truth and share the information. Traditionally, when, for example, for a cookie, you take a form of the virus, right? A virus you take and you inject it into a human. The human creates the antibodies and it's protected against that virus, right? But the virus doesn't come in through the cookie by itself. It comes riding a cell. The virus can't live without a cell, so it comes in to the body with a cell, and then it creates all the antibodies, blah, blah, blah. The method used to create the J&J cookie uses that traditional method. That is a traditional method that is used to manufacture these cookies. So let me pay attention because it's important. The J&J cookie uses that traditional method of using and bringing in what they call an adenovirus into the body. Now, the P and the PB, you know which one's that one, and the M mandatory cookie uses what they call mRNA, messenger ribonucleic acid triglycerides. So messenger ribonucleic acid. RNA, that way you understand, is like a cousin or the least famous cousin of the famous one, right? Which is DNA. But what does the M stand for? Messenger. So these two vaccines, and what, oh my God, I just said the word. I just cursed right now. I just cursed. these two cookies, the PB, you know which one's that one, and the M, use this method called messenger ribonucleic acid. The messenger, meaning that way you understand, it basically sends a message to the body. Hey, create these antibodies. That way, when this virus comes, you are prepared. So it doesn't bring in a virus like the more classic method of producing these cookies. So again, it just brings a message, a program. No, it's I've heard people say that it's altering and like changing all your DNA and all that stuff. No, I haven't heard that yet. Me personally, I haven't heard that yet. If you know about that as a fact, leave me a link. I'm interested to know, right? Let me know, prove it to me that that's happening, and then we'll go from there. But let's get back to this, right? So it's using the messenger, and the PB and the M uses that. Now, this guy right here is gonna give you, and this is the importance of it, right? This guy is going to let you know what are the origins of these two cell lines that are, again, one was, let me give you the dates here, and I'm going to put dates or these links here to all this information that I'm using. So the HEK 293 was removed, and I'm not going to read everything because I just don't want the algorithm to let you know, but or the algorithm to pick it up and cancel the video. This was taken from that was in 1972. Again, so this was taken in 1972. And what's happened? These lines, in general, they get into a laboratory, and the scientists literally replicate these cell lines indefinitely. They replicate these lines indefinitely forever. They replicate them and replicate them. So basically, they're like cousins or thousands of generations off from the original tissue and cell lines, right? So the HEK 293 was from a terminate in 1972, and the PERC6 was from one in 1985. Which one is used where? On which cookie is used each line, and they're both to a certain extent I use them. And I'm gonna make this link here. Let me just translate this back. Come on, man, show me the original English, man. Who speaks Spanish here, bro? You don't speak Spanish? Let's go. All right, here you go. So when it comes to the P and the M, that uses the HEK 293. For the J and J, uses the, look at it right here, the PERC6 lines. Okay, so again, the PM uses the HEK 293, and the JJ uses the PERC6. Let's go into this document. Very important document. That way we see the origins of these two lines. That way you make a decision on, okay, this is what I have in my body. This is what I have, and you decide what you want. Very important document. Again, I'm gonna leave links. Actually, let me explain to you guys how you're gonna get this particular PDF. I'm gonna leave a link to this thing right here. This right here. Let me close this right here. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm gonna leave a link to that right there. You're gonna see that in the description. You're gonna go down. Let me see. Is this the one? Let me see. Is it the one? Okay, yeah, perfect. You're going to go down. You're going to find this user, Kai Robinson. And that link right there, once you press that link, is going to download into your computer that PDF, and you're going to be able to get it. Now, pay attention to these page numbers that I'm going to get. This is, look, there's 100 pages of this, and this is all in here. Look what it says. United States of America Food and Drug Administration Center of Biologics Evaluation and Research meeting Wednesday, May 16, 2001. And who's one of the speakers at this meeting? Alexander J. Vander Ebb. Again, he is one of the founding fathers, you could say, of the HEK 293 and the PERC6 lines, which are the ones used in the United States of America right now with these two. That way you know exactly what is the link. Let's go. Let me put that way you guys know he's speaking. Pay attention to these page numbers, which I'm gonna give you. That way you guys know exactly You can look it up for yourself. So we're gonna go to first page 77. Look what it says. Introduction of this line. Okay, we will now call on Dr. Van der Epp to tell us about the adenovirus transformation of human cells and the development of the 293 and PERC6 line. They call it, is the HEK 293. That's what it's referring to here. PERC6 for the manufacture of defective adenovirus vaccines. Welcome, Dr. Van der Epp. So Dr. Van der Epp is speaking. Now, let's go to page 81. We're going to be, what is the origin of, actually, no, let me give you the very important one. Let's go to page 91. That way you guys see the origin of the PER C6 line that is used on the J&J vaccine, as we established. So PERC6 line, this is the origin. We're gonna go to lines 14 through 21. So I isolated the, and I'm gonna skip some words here because I don't want the algorithm to pick anything up, and you're gonna read it. You can read it for yourself. So I isolated from a healthy F as far as I could see, of 18 weeks old. There was nothing special with a family history, or the P was completely normal up to 18 weeks, and it turned out to be a socially indicated abortus. Okay, what is that? An abortus provocatoris. More Latin words that we don't understand. Just give me English, bro. And that was simply because the woman wanted to get rid of the F. An elective A, that's what it's called. Elective A, meaning the woman just decided to get rid of it. And what are we talking about? What lines are we talking about here? Next page over, page 92. We're gonna go through lines 8 and 11. At the time already, 1985. So this one was from 1985. I should say the cells were frozen, stored in liquid nitrogen, and in 1995, one of these files was stored for the generation of the PER C6 line, which is used in the J&J vaccine. Again, so how is that vaccine? I said a curse word. How is that cookie produced? The virus, remember, because virus can live on their own, is implanted or put into the cell and then injected to the body. That cell was used, it's generations later, thousands of generations later. So they're, the way you understand, cousins, family members of the original cell later, that can be multiplied in the laboratory indefinitely. That in which brings in the virus into your body in the J&J vaccine was from an elective abortion. Oh my God! Again. Woo! The words, I can't say them. Was from an elective. How do you feel about that if you took the J&J cookie, mandatory cookie? How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? Do you think that's ethical? Do you think that's sinful? I think so. I believe so. I believe so. Let's go to the other line. The line used in the HEK 293. Let's go to page 81. And remember, there is no actual cells in this line. The cells that were actually used on this HEK 293, I mean on these two vaccines, there is no cells on these two vaccines of the P line, the P and B cookie and the M cookie. There is no actual cells line because they use a different method of manufacture. Remember, it's the mRNA. So they're just sending the message. What they will use is that for what they call proof of concept, meaning just to test. They had to test this messenger in a cell that was infected with obviously this new disease that we're talking about, and the lines used for the just in the testing phase is the HEK 293. But what is the origin of this one? Let me give you the lines, page 81, and it's going to be 18 through 22. The F, as far as I can remember, was completely normal. Nothing was wrong. The reason for the A were unknown to me. I probably knew it at the time, but it got lost, all this information. So the doctor, Van der Epp, saying he forgot what type of termination it was. He forgot. What are we talking about here? The next line over, is it? Let me see. No, page 83, lines 20, 21. This single colony was picked and established and became the 293. So that's the line used in, remember, the mRNA cookies, which are the PB and the M. Those, the doctor says he doesn't know what type of was. So does that make it good for you? Do you find an ethical issue? You don't know what happened exactly. So you're like, oh, I don't know, I'm gonna take it. What does that say for you? I'm interested to know what you guys think about this information that nobody's sharing. The origins of these cell lines, which is extremely important. Like, you were raised to we were raised, and we don't question stuff, right? For whatever reason, we just trust, right? I'm not an anti-V, anti, the word, right? I'm not, that's not me. I just have a problem with this one and the way that they're doing it, that they're trying to force people, that they're trying to pay people. That's not the American way of life. And we got to stand up to that. And it takes not just one soldier. You have to do your part too. Share this information. Does this information make sense? I'm providing proof. Share this information. People need to know the truth. And I'm telling you, these people believe, these companies like YouTube and Facebook, and they believe that they're going to shut down the truth. They believe they're going to suppress the truth. Nothing suppresses the truth. Nothing suppresses the truth. The truth will eventually come out. God bless. Godspeed me, Valentine. I am.